I know on Bootleg Kev, you were talking about how you strategically tweeted about Drake to help get out of your deal.
For sure.
And I feel like that must have been another one of those decisions to make that wasn't as easy as it might have sounded when you described it or looked when you did it.
Yeah. Nah, it was a thing where it's like, and it's funny because when I said it on Kev's podcast, literally I was like, I shouldn't have said that. And so we were actually gonna tell him to take it out. But the interview dropped too quick. We talked about talking when it dropped, and then he just dropped it. But it definitely wasn't easy. It was one of those things where it's like I knew the backlash that would come with it, but like at the time, I felt like, and I'm not saying they were doing this, but I felt like I was getting froze out. It was like I wasn't making any money. I wasn't able to put food on my plate. I wasn't able to drop music. I wasn't able to go get another deal. Like I wasn't able to do anything. And I was just talking to my guy, who's my lawyer, and he's like, on average, it takes artists like 2 years to get out of their deal. Like this is the opportunity that we have that, they would have no choice but to push the button. And it wasn't an easy decision to make, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, am I just going to starve and do absolutely nothing for, to stay in a situation where I'm not valued, they don't value my product, and I'm just going to stay here just for the optics? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? And so, I made the decision. Now, should I have said it publicly? I probably shouldn't have said it publicly. I probably should have just wrote it out. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's another one of those things, right? I mean, regardless of how you felt, with what you'd been experienced from a label situation. When I saw that, obviously, from where I was sitting, when I saw that didn't look like what everyone else, I think, thought that was. It didn't look like something that was outside of necessity almost,
Yeah.
And so I know that kind of thing. People, because fans get this part twisted. They think a lot of things, they think everything's for clout.
Bro, they think fans think that everything is for clout. They think that everything is, you're just trying to get attention, or you just trying to sell an album, and it's just like, bro, like people, and that's what I mean. Like, people are human, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people have real life things going on. Even the thing I tweeted, I couldn't even bring myself to tweet something negative about Dot. I just tweeted about the beat because I was like, I can't say nothing about, like, that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's how tough of a decision it was. I just tweeted something about the production because I was like, everything's getting, like, we were in such a volatile time where everything I tweeted was getting picked 200,000 views. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so I'm like, there's never going to be another opportunity I have to do this and to be able to, like, push the button. And it wasn't an easy thing, but I mean, that's what happened. And it ended up pushing, things quickly along. I was out of my deal literally in like 2 weeks. Like, it happened, like, and I had been waiting since October of the year before. Like, I got out of my deal June 19th. I had been waiting since October. So that's almost a year, you know what I mean? And we hadn't made any progress, like, at all. Like, we hadn't even started the conversation. And I did that, and then 2 weeks later, I was independent, you know what I mean? And so for me, I'm like, it was definitely a difficult thing to do. And we just live in a terror. I see fans, like, there were certain fans tweeting me like, you could have just went and got a job or did Uber. I'm like, you want me to do Uber instead of, like, and just not do music just so that I can, like, take the side in the, like, this is Stan fandom, like, reality that we live in right now. So yeah.
I heard Nas call them fanagers once, and that's what I call them, fanagers. Fans that
that
want to manage you.
They're managers, they're A&Rs, they're everything. You know what I mean? They think that, like, they and it's the thing, is to a certain extent, because I do think that artists should listen to their fans. I think the fans are important, but I also feel like we get way too consumed in things don't have anything to do with us, and we don't look at people as human. You know what I mean? Like, even this beef, it's like, this beef got nasty. I grew out of love with this beef because it got too nasty. And I'm thinking about stuff like Whitney going grocery shopping and kids maybe, or people saying things to her like, oh, Dot put his hands on you, or the other way around, Aiden, I think his name is Aiden, yeah, Aiden, Drake's kid, going to school. Like, it's like, I think about stuff like that because
Adonis,
my bad, yeah, sorry, Adonis. But Adonis going to school and then having, people say certain things to him, and I'm just like, bro, like these are people that, yes, they are close to it, but like they didn't sign up for that. You know what I mean? Like the rappers signed up for that, but like the people that are close to these people didn't sign up for that. So when it gets to a certain point, it's just nasty. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I'm not a big fan of.
You know, I guess we all have, but in particular, you and I and those of us in LA at least, or in proximity to TDE, or you inside of TDE, you know, over the past, 12 years since Control. You know, I think everyone saw these two trains approaching,
for sure.
You know, for a long time. I don't know if we thought it was going to go like this.
I know, not at all. I'll be honest about that. Not at all. I'm going to be honest. I saw the two trains like about to meet, but I never thought they would actually meet. I thought that like, because there's just both two huge entities, I'm like, neither one of them will ever poke their head out first. Like they won't. And Dot is fucking crazy. Dot is a madman, bro. I remember when Like That dropped and I was just like, why? Like I was so caught up. Like it was just like a bomb got thrown out of nowhere. And I'm like, where did this come from? Even though I know where it came from, I'm just like, where did this come from? And why did this happen? And I think that bro, Dot is he's just fearless, bro. Like he's nobody in that position would have the balls to do what Dot did. And also hats off to Drake, because like Drake could have, I have more money and hits than you, his way out of that. And he could have just been like, I'm not worried about you type of thing. And people would have called him scary, but they would have got over it. You know what I mean? Like, and so, you know, also credit to him for stepping up to the plate. But I didn't think it would go Super Bowl, you know, big ad, 5-star companies tweeting about it. And so, like, this shit is crazy. It's crazy.
Pizza Hut just quoted the Super Bowl yesterday.
Oh, like, bro, HBO Max made a Drake joke, and he's the executive producer of Euphoria. Like, this is the craziest shit. This is the craziest shit.
1 second applause.
I've never seen no shit. Like, this is the executive producer of arguably your second biggest show ever, and they making Drake jokes. Like, this is insane. It's insane to me, bro. But I mean, flowers and hats off to Dot. Like, you talk about a masterclass of a rap beef, like, it doesn't get any more surgical or strategic, you know what I mean, than this. And you know, if I was Drake, I would just keep it pushing to the music. Like I wouldn't even circle back to it, because you make yourself live in the space longer. You know what I mean? And I think he should just move on and just make good music and let that be the way that you know, climb back into your greatness.
What was more surprising out of this battle? Which one of these points out of this battle surprised you the most? J. Cole apologizing at Dreamville.
At Dreamville Fest.
Drake dropping Tailor Made with AI Tupac and AI Snoop. Kendrick dropping Meet the Grams 52 minutes after Family Matters. Not like us blowing up. Which one of those four was the most surprising?
Honestly, I felt like Not Like Us was the most surprising, because I never thought that the world would connect to like a West Coast hit record like that. So it's like, it's funny, I have a group chat with a bunch of artists that I fuck with, and when it dropped in the chat, they were telling me it's a hit, and I have a texting me saying it's a hit to us, but I don't think it's gonna connect, because like the world don't ever connect with our sound, and it's so West, it's mustard, and and so I'm like, nah, they're not gonna fuck with this, bro. Like it's wrong timing for, you know what I mean, it's the wrong time for a record like this. And so the way it connected that was probably the most surprising thing. The second most surprising thing for sure was Cole apologizing, but hindsight, I think he made a great decision, like hindsight. So I think it gotta be like the Oracle or something for seeing that coming like that, because he saw it early and just got the fuck out the way, which hindsight, in the moment I was hot, but hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that was a great decision.
I feel like he saw it early, but not quite early enough.
Not quite early enough.
Yeah, because 7-minute drill should not have.
I do agree that if you were gonna do that 7-minute drill, he shouldn't have dropped it. But I also just feel like, bro, like people make mistakes, and I think that when people stand on their mistakes, I have to respect it. I know in this culture and time, it's not really respectable. You know what I mean? But I look at it from the same lens I look at the Whitney and the Adonis thing. Whereas I don't think Cole was making that decision for him. I think he was making that decision for, you know, his wife and his kids and the people around. I genuinely believe that he was making that decision for that. And I think he saw that, like, these two niggas was ready to crash out. And I think Cole felt like, I want to rap. Like, I just want to rap and, like, us see who got the best. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where Cole was like, I just want to see who got the best pen. Like, let's, you know, get in there and let's boogie. But I think he saw that they were ready to crash out, and he was like, nah, like, I'm not ready. Because even a 7-minute drill, that ain't a crash out record.
No,
That's
not at all.
No, like, you think you rap better than me? Like, let's line it up. And then he's seeing, like, the energy from there, and he like, oh, they about to really. And he like, nah, I got a family. I got people around me that, you know, I don't hate either one of y'all. Like, y'all really hate each other. I don't hate either one of y'all. I fuck with y'all. I was just on some rap shit. So yeah.
You know, you mentioned Not Like Us was most surprising. And yeah. I think for any song to get that big, I mean, that's in Macarena territory, you know. That song is like anybody making a song that gets over there with Macarena.
It's surprising.
Right. It's surprising. You know, even if you have the song, I mean, that song is like, you know, it's up there with California Love and representing LA. It might be the new California Love.
Might be the new California
It's
Love.
the new Hit 'Em Up, Ether, and California Love.
It's a diss record where he's saying things like on it. Like, you would never think a record like that would be that. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Or a history lesson, a Reconstruction era history lesson. I mean, that's really the most powerful part to me. That's
my favorite part of the song, where he goes into the, you know, once upon a time, all of us was in change. That whole, that part, insane, bro. Insane.
Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.